Hello, everybody. So it's come to my attention that not everyone knows who I am, what I am, why I'm here. So because I'm not real good with speaking and such, I've asked Austin to help me do a little interview to explain who I am and what I'm doing here and what I'm looking for going forward and what I attempt to achieve through all this.
So you and I go back a ways.
Yes.
We started our relationship, maybe not in the greatest of terms,
No,
but it's led to a very interesting and very enjoyable friendship.
it has.
And you come to the table with a hell of a lot of interesting skills
Yeah.
that I do not have, nor do I desire to have. So,
A lot of people don't.
yeah, I will 100% agree with you.
Yes.
There's a lot of people who this is like black magic. I don't want to know about it. Don't get me involved. I would be one of those people.
It is.
So you're kind of, obviously people are going to know you from like Bill's doing the 55 and working on
Yes.
his Malibu.
What a freaking phenomenal opportunity that was. I had asked him several times on different occasions, hey, let me come wire this car. Let me
Yeah.
come wire. Let me do Billy's white Camaro, you know? Let me do your dad's 55 Chevy that's coming fresh out of paint. And I'm like, no way, ever is he gonna let me touch that car. He doesn't know who I am.
Right.
You know, I've been to his house a couple times, I bought some parts, but he doesn't know who I am.
To trust you with a really nice car.
I wake up, I look at my phone. Usually every morning I look at my phone. I look at my phone and there's a message from Bill. I'm like, oh boy. So it says, would you be willing to come to Ohio and wire my 55 Chevy? I'm like, oh boy, this just got real. My wife was in the bathroom getting ready for work, and I went in and I said, hey, Bill wants me to come to Ohio and wire the 55 Chevy. Her response was, bye, see ya. So the 55 has culminated into, I came back down again to work on Jesse Howard's car, putting a nitrous kit on Jesse Howard's car. I cleaned up some of the wiring on the Malibu. I need to go back and finish that up. And it's brought me to
Yeah.
Bob McVeigh.
Where you have a collection of vehicles.
I have a collection. There's 4 vehicles here requiring different amounts of attention. So, Bob's car is the main priority. Needs to get Bob's car done. We're adding a lot of stuff. We're adding fans, ignition, just vintage air, another fuel pump in this tank.
He's kind of the full boat.
Yeah, it's a full bolt, but you know what? It's such a freaking nice car.
Yeah.
It's so rust free. You know, we took the seat
Hasn't
out.
been lit on fire.
No. And it's not going to be
Right.
lit on fire.
Yeah.
No. So, you know, I use what I feel is some of the best equipment. I use high temp wire. There's like 3 levels of high temp wire. And I use the mid grade. And then there's one more grade, this Tefzel, Tefzel. That's the big stuff, you know, full on race car stuff. Very expensive. So I'm like mid grade for these cars. And I know that, you know, the insulation is heat rated and it's cross linked so that it can carry more amperage on a 14 gauge wire than a typical 14 gauge wire that you buy at AutoZone.
Okay.
You know, and then I go and I sleeve it over top of that with solid sleeving that
Right.
you have to like Chinese finger the
Right.
wires.
Instead of split looming it and just.
Yes, instead of split loom. And then this stuff is also high temp. I have yet to be able to melt it with my heat gun. Heat gun runs at 1200. So we use really good stuff. So
I can attest to a lot of times when us hot rodders get into the wiring world, we may not necessarily use the best stuff.
No.
Or do it properly. And a lot of times we can end up with a very costly failure. Either it's cost you at the track, it shuts down, or whatever the case may be. Like in my case, where the ignition system just randomly decides to turn off. Or it ends up in a worst case scenario where something lights on fire, which is, ultimate bad news. But as far as what I can see on a lot of things that you have done, is you are way more above and beyond an attention to detail guy than the rest of us who just kind of run two wires together, hit it with a heat shrink and say, good enough, let's rock and roll.
You know how that happened? Years ago, I worked at a company building machines.
Okay.
And there was all these little wires that had to go up to this computer. And there was one guy that did it, and he was extremely anal with his wiring. Everything was absolutely in line, perfect. He left to go to another department. I took over. And he would come by and he would look at it and he'd say, yeah, it's not the way I would have done it, but I guess it'll work. And I'm like, so it just made me try harder
Sure.
to make it right. If we back up even further, when I was a young guy, we all hung out in the parking lot at night, and one of my friends came by and he goes, yep, you can tell this is a Haynes car. Look at all the wires hanging under the dash. And I looked and I said, you know what? He's right. I can't do this. Can't do this. So
you weren't always a Superman when it comes to wiring.
No, I was
Just like the rest of us.
just like the rest of us. Yep. And now,
But you've now created essentially an entire, would we call this like a retirement business?
retirement business.
So you've now created an entirely new retirement business, giving classic cars specifically a proper, complete wiring.
Classic cars, race cars.
Yeah.
I like doing the race cars. They're pretty labor intensive, but the classic cars are easy. For me, they're easy, but I take it one more step than what your American Auto Wire. So I'm a dealer with American Auto Wire. I've put so many of those kits in, it's not even funny. But I take it one more step further. I don't spiral wrap stuff. I don't use that plastic corrugated stuff. If I see the plastic corrugated, I take it off. I did that on Bob's car. I took all that stuff off. The I put on wasn't heat rated, but you'd have to go on and do every wire. But at least I got rid of that plastic stuff.
I understand.
My dad used to use chrome, split little corrugated on his truck. I was like,
Yeah. That was also a time.
yeah, that was a time.
So you're here in Bob's new shop
Yep.
to do Bob's Nova, and then we've got a various other degree of vehicles. But you've also got stuff back at your own home and at your shop at your house up in New York, where you have other projects that are already sitting there.
I have 2 customer cars sitting there. I have my daughter's truck sitting there that needs to get done. I have my own projects. I have 4 57 Ford Rancheros at my house that I need to deal with.
Yeah.
And my wife's car. My wife has decided that we're going to LS her station wagon. Her 61 Rambler wagon is going to get a 6-liter LS with a 4L80.
You're gonna hear it from the AMC people.
Yeah, I know. Anybody wants a flathead 6, let me know. The transmission's like this big. Yeah, we got a lot going on. We built a new shop. We built a 900 square foot shop. Heated floors, all spray foam. So we have the room.
So going forward, you always need more business. Always need more business. Obviously, your production schedule is going to be, it's a one-man band.
Yeah.
So there's only so much you can do.
I've kind of part-time hired 2 people.
Okay.
I got a buddy of mine does a lot of mechanical work, so I asked him, would you mind coming here to just do the mechanical end of it? I'll take care of the wiring side, but just do the mechanical. Like if one comes in and all the wires need to be ripped out,
Yeah.
or the seats need to
Remove
come
the
out.
seats.
Yes. So I have that, and my grandson has started to come and work with me.
Oh, nice.
Just doing mechanical stuff, and so hopefully I can teach him, and
Yeah.
he'll pick it up.
So, if people are interested in you getting involved in wiring their project, what's the best way to get in contact with you?
Facebook or YouTube. I've started to post on YouTube. I've been putting it off and putting it off, putting it off.
You have a lot of YouTube friends.
So finally I went and got some Meta glasses so that I can film. It's very difficult to film while you're in a car when you're underneath the dash.
Yeah.
So I purchased some Metas, and they are wonderful. I love them.
I was talking with Rich about those earlier today. For what you guys do, to be able to do hands-free work
Yes.
and not have to hold a camera and try to figure out, it's a fantastic way to be able to do that.
Yes, I love them. And when I'm not videoing, I can get music through them too.
Yep.
So,
That's a fantastic piece of technology.
So I want to grow the YouTube channel. The Facebook thing has been growing leaps and bounds, and I believe that it's time to branch out and do the YouTube. Get serious about YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how long they'll be. I'm not sure how well they'll be edited, but we want to give it a shot and see what happens.
Yeah. Well, it's a great way to connect with your customers. As somebody who's done a lot of YouTube stuff, it's a great way to connect with your customers, to be able to document and show the build process and what goes into that. When you hand somebody a bill, not that you're going to have people that are arguing about processed, bills, but you can show a lot of the whole, I'm not trying to BS you here. This is really what goes into this. And there's a lot of work that goes into, it's not just, click, done. There's a lot of process that goes into that. So it's a great way to show the transparency of how that process works.
Relays will burn your brain. So.
Nope, not interested.
So, this isn't our first time doing an interview like this.
No, it is not.
We have one more out there.
Yeah, a long time ago, we tongue-in-cheek call Lucor Automotive, where I work, the Church of Bad Decisions. I would be the head preacher at the Church of Bad Decisions. I make a lot of bad decisions. 2 of these are mine. But when we first connected was because of the fact that you had a very specific Ranchero in the back of your trailer when you had a crisis happen.
Yes.
And we connected over that, and the story behind all that really was something that I really wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
And we kind of got an ability to connect and share that story.
It was my dad's gasser that he raced when I was a kid, and I always wanted it back. It was a part of me. And in 2008, it actually surfaced after I've been told all my life that it was gone. It was wrecked. It burned up in a fire. It was buried. It was, whatever.
Yeah,
it's just gone. And then 2008, it popped up. And then recently, 4 years ago, probably, it came for sale. And I had first opportunity to buy it, so I did. And now it sits at my house, in my front yard. It'll never leave. It's yard art right now. My wife hates El Caminos, but the Ranchero.
The Ranchero's okay.
The Ranchero gets a pass because it's family.
Fair enough. I understand that. So, what's your ultimate goal with that car? Are you going to bring that one back to life?
No.
Okay.
It's
too far gone.
For me, I don't weld. If I was a welder, I'd probably do something, but I want to keep it as it is. Like I said, I have 4.
Yeah.
So I have one that's really good. It does not currently run. The goal is to get that running this year and make a clone.
Okay, makes sense.
So the red one, as I call it, the red one has a lot of custom touches done to it already that will help me clone the blue truck. So.
Nice.
Yep.
I could completely understand that.
Yep.
Wanting to leave the real original one as it is. It's got its story.
Yeah.
And build a new start over one.
There's a guy that gets after me every year to have a car show in Hamburg, New York. And every year he calls me. And I was like, this year I was with Bill. We were headed to lunch and the phone was ringing and it was him. And I said, you want my truck at the show, don't you? And he's like, yes, we would love it there. I said, I can't. It's
Yeah.
just, it's too rough.
Well, but it's your childhood, it's memories.
Yeah, you know, the cool thing would be get the clone done and take them both there.
Sure.
You know, that would be neat.
Yeah. One you can race and one that is the actual memories.
Well, yep. So, I already started gathering parts for that one.
Well, I can say on my side of things that the relationship of being connected to somebody that's interested in stuff and capable of doing things like this, you've got to kind of be wired that way in your head to be able to do this kind of wiring. This is not something most general people can handle.
No, and I don't know why, it just comes to me.
Yeah.
You know, but when I was working, I did a lot of electrical stuff too, you know. I've built machines, you know. I've wired great big panels, you know. I've worked on German printing presses. German printing presses, the 24-volt wiring is all blue, like this color blue, with not one label on it.
Oh, Lord.
But you got to read the schematic and go point to point.
Nope.
Everything is same color.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Even when it comes to basic wiring stuff, it's always been, and I know I'm not alone in that. I've seen, we've been in the hot rod industry a long, long time, and almost every car you ever look at, you especially for you, you've got to look under it like, oh God, I would have done that different. That's bad. That's a horrible idea. You know, it's when you've got that level of particularness.
I try to keep my comments to myself.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
I'm sure you do.
I don't like hurting anybody's feelings.
But it's great for us non-wire people to have somebody like you that we can connect with and
Yeah,
utilize.
What goes around comes around,
Yep.
you know?
We all have our own strengths.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
And yours is particularly something that I really don't ever want to do. Or ever become good at.
But I like working on the old cars too.
Yeah.
You know, for instance, there's a Charger in my shop right now, a beautiful 68 Charger. I got to do a front disc brake modification on it. Go from drum to disc. So, and it just came out of paint, so you know, we're basically putting it back together. I just did a 70 Chevelle LS654 4-speed car. Came out of paint, put it back together.
Straight to you.
Straight to me. So, this is Dom. Dom is such a great guy. Dom bought a no prep car that I did many, many years ago. And when he looked at that car, he said, you wired this, I'm buying this car. No more. So he also said, I have a 72 Camaro RS SS car. I'd like to have you rewire that car front to back. Okay. So he explained what he wanted. He wanted a control panel down on the floor. We put a whole new American Auto wire harness in the car, and then anything that wasn't stock went on this panel. So this car was 72 RS SS, a 434 with a fogger.
Okay.
And an MSD ignition and all that. So that all went on that panel on the floor. So I did that car, and he said, now I want you to do my 77 car. So, okay. So I did the 77. And then he said, you want to put my 70 Chevelle back together for me? Yep. So I did the Chevelle, and now I have a 67 Camaro ragtop to get rewired, and we pulled the motor out to reseal it and paint it and clean everything up, make it look nice. The car's freaking beautiful. All stock, 327 Power Glide, the whole. And he says that when the Camaro's done, there's a 67 Chevelle for a frame off. And there's
That's a great kind of customer to have.
he's just, yeah, I can't, you know, Dom kept me going, you know, when I was downsized, is that good? I didn't know what I was gonna do, and Dom has kept me going.
I would say you stumbled into a perfect job for you.
Yeah, it's working out so well.
Combine your passions, your talents,
Yeah.
your interests all in one big shot. And it can pay the bills.
Sometimes though, Dom is such a great guy, but he's an enabler also.
I know how that feels.
I found that 57 Ranchero in Minnesota. He says, well, I got your back. Go pick it up. Like, what? So then I found 2 more in Pennsylvania. And he said, I got your back. He goes, I'll get my trailer, you get your trailer, we'll meet at the guy's house in Pennsylvania, we'll bring them both back to your house.
That's a great kind of friend.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah. So now I'm upside down on his cars, but it's okay. It all works out.
It's interesting to see how relationships develop and how things lead. One thing leads to another,
Oh, yeah.
opportunities wise, friendship wise,
Yeah.
connections wise.
You know, there's just some people in my life that I'm so grateful for. You know, Dom, Bill, Bob, you. You know, it's just
All that came out of
the front wheel falling off my truck.
who would have imagined?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was crazy. So here we are.
So are you looking for additional work going forward, or would you just prefer to have people watching and paying attention and cheering you on from here?
No, we always want more work. Now, a question was posed when I was at Bill's. Do I travel, or do I only travel for famous people?
Okay.
And I typically don't travel because I've found moments here that there's stuff I need at home.
Sure.
You know, there's something that I could do it better if I had it at home. So I prefer people to bring them home, bring them to New York, bring them to my house. You know, I'm not opposed. I could meet you part way. I have 2 trailers. I have an enclosed trailer. I have an open trailer. You know, I don't mind driving too far, but I really, really prefer in my shop.
Sure.
'Cause everything is there.
More efficient.
Now, if anybody wants, when I get home, I can do some videos inside my shop and show you what I have.
Yeah, it'd be great.
But, you know, there's just things like I got here, I had to go buy some wrenches, I had to go buy a drill. Now all that stuff will stay with my travel stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe, you know, when we about to wrap this up, we can take the camera and show everybody, you know, pretty much what I have. I learned a lot when I went to Bill's house about trying
Sure.
to travel. You know, this trailer,
Well, it's just like drag and drive.
yeah.
You don't know what you need until you get to the point where, oh God, I wish I had a.
Yeah. Well, I just did, everybody saw, I just put a system in Rovik's car. And Rovik has that trailer that he tows, but he also packs his car full of stuff. You know, he's got the back seat out and there's boards across the back, you know, where the back seat
build
was.
shelving?
No, it puts the tires on. You know, the tires get wrapped up and put
Yeah.
inside the car. And then he's also got his extra tires for trailer burnouts. So, you know, but the trailer's nice.
Now, in what part of New York are you in?
Rochester, New York. We're about, not quite an hour west, like northwest. I could be at Lake Ontario in about 10 minutes,
Okay.
you know.
So if anybody's interested in having a conversation about a potential project, reach out to you on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook. I think my phone number is listed on the business page, Performance Wiring Solutions on Facebook. I have my phone number there. So anybody can call. I think there's an email address under too. There should
Okay.
be. Yeah, look me up. I have a website, performancewiringsolutions.com. You can look me up there. You can send me a message there. I want this to grow. I want to help people. You know, there's a lot of cars that can be done better.
Oh God, yes.
You know, a lot of them that catch on fire for stupid little mistakes, and I just want to make things better.
Well, and a lot of things that are memory machines, like your Ranchero that are possibly one bad wiring job or messed up away from burning up all those memories.
Yeah.
You have generations of people that have had cars nowadays.
I have a question for everybody. So when I got my dad's Ranchero back, it had the original key still stuck in the ignition. And there was a piece of boondoggle that I made when I was a kid hanging off that key. Well, I pulled the dash out of it. My father had taken the speedometer and all that stuff out of the dash and put a piece of metal across the whole dash. And there's 4 holes in the dash. The truck was gone in '69. So it would have had a points distributor, a coil, it had 2 carburetors. So you would have water temperature, oil pressure,
Yeah.
amp. Back then, everybody used amp gauges. Oh my God.
And a tach.
What's the 4th? The tach was up on the dash. What's the 4th hole? I have no idea. No idea. Vacuum gauge for what?
It wouldn't be a fuel. It wouldn't be a fuel gauge because it's a race car.
It was a 4-speed, yeah. So, what's the 4th hole? Anybody knows? I have no idea.
Yeah, maybe the power of the internet can figure that out.
The 2 people that would know are no longer with us.
Yeah.
My Uncle Perry knew more about that vehicle than my father did. And when I first got it back, you know how hard I wish Uncle Perry was still here.
Yeah.
He knew all the details. My father was like, well, I don't know. What cam is in it? I don't
Just
know.
race it. I have no idea.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. No. Anyways, let's see. Probably should wrap this up a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll take the camera. What should we do with the camera now?
Do you want to show some of what you're doing, or do you want to just show like what your travel trailer setup is?
We can show the travel trailer, the pseudo shop,
Yeah.
and I've posted a lot of videos about the car. So,
Yeah.
So
I like the daily update thing. That's been
yeah,
really nice to see.
it's been working well. Get a lot of good responses to that. You know, a lot of traction. I appreciate every one of you that have liked or commented or whatever on those videos I've been doing every day. It's just overwhelming, the responses, and I appreciate it so much. Yeah.
Yeah. Show off your lab,
Okay.
portable lab.
Okay. Do we turn this off? Pause it? So we're walking around. This is my pseudo shop. So, like I said, this is my high temp wrap, and it is solid. And you have to like Chinese finger this to get all the wires through. I have this. This is all split loom, but it's fire retardant, but it's not really high heat rated. 1-aught battery cable that I bring. I like to run 1-aught battery cables, especially in a performance car.
Sure.
Get as much power to that starter as you can. I also put mega fuses on cars now. Right off the battery, this will go into a holder, and this will power the car instead of like the old fusible links.
Yeah.
Fusible link wire. I like these. These are easy to change. I also have shrink wrap labels. So I can
nice.
label almost every single wire in the car. So when you go to work on it, you know what the wire's from. Or if you have to take the engine apart, you know where the wire's going back to because it
Sure.
already has a name on it.
That's nice.
So I want to find other colors. I have white and yellow right now. This is some of my wire. This is all GXL temp rated. I came 2 drawers,
My goodness.
different sizes. can't forget the pretzels. Label maker. These things are awesome.
You look dorky.
I wear these all the time. My wife comes out in the shop. She's like, "Oh my god!" Then we have 2 toolboxes. You see that one used to be my wife's. My wife used to do pinup, so she put all those stickers on it. She's upgraded to another toolbox and gave me that. So these are all my bins. And when I went to Bill's house, they were all separate. And when I went back home, I had this cart laying at home. I was like, why don't I put these all on one cart? So I did. And this is what I have. So like I have ring terminals here. I have battery lugs. I have relays, clamps, bulbs, and all different kinds of stuff in here. So if you look, there's all different sizes ring lugs. The shiny ones are high temp. I don't use the red, the blue, and the yellow. The stake-on ones, I just don't like them. I prefer to put a non-insulated terminal on there. I know it's on there, I know it's tight, and then I shrink wrap over top. Now, this stuff, Harbor Freight.
Yep.
This stuff is awesome. It has adhesive inside it. I use it all the time, and it's cheap.
Yeah.
So that's my home away from home shop. And then I just have these carts. All different stages. We won't discuss the green one. So,
Yeah, let's not discuss the green one.
guess we can wrap this up. So, anybody has any questions, any comments, please feel free to post them. So, like I said, I'm going to try to start the YouTube thing. So,
Yeah. Good news is you have friends in the game.
please like and share and subscribe. Please. We'll see how this goes. And just reach out if you need something. I'm always available to talk. I can answer questions. If I have an answer, I'll give you an answer. You know?
Careful how much you say that.
Yeah, I know. But
The problem is you never know how fast this thing can grow.
yeah, I know.
You could wake up tomorrow morning and be, oh God, my phone's blown up. I'm crazy. Hopefully that's a good problem to have, but
It happens anyway.
it happens.
So, all right.
Well, thank you for coming to Ohio and doing everything you're doing for us. We truly appreciate it. Speaking for Bob and Dave and myself and for Katrina, we really genuinely appreciate your input and your help on all this stuff. So
Yeah, I like doing it.
your help making our dreams come true.
Yeah.
We're going to get closer to be able to go out and have fun.
I like doing it, but I need to go home.
I understand that. Well, there you go. Follow this guy on Facebook. Follow him here on YouTube. Support a small business. Make this guy popular. Make him famous. Maybe not rich, but any of the other things.
Yeah. Yep. My wife says I have FOMO, fear of missing out. So I don't think I'm missing out right at the moment.
No, not at all. Not at all. Well, I appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.
There you go, guys.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.